week. I'm just going to give you a basic, honest review on this car. It's got some issues, but for the price, it's genuinely really good. The body just looks absolutely incredible. Although I'm not too keen on this livery, and I've got some plans for the future. I'm thinking I'm going to chop the body off, like I've seen many people do. You just spin the roof rack round, drop it down. But I'm thinking the best way to keep the roll cage, I don't know whether to keep it as it is or whether to move some bits forward and then have some sort of diagonals come across the back. The rest of it's just aesthetics really. I was going to move the lights back and put an extra light bar on, mount some tyres at the front, put some weights up the front in the bumper, just get some weight front down. So the main reason I want to do this actually is to get rid of the weight on the back. As it seems to go up hills, it seems to tip quite a lot backwards like that. And I think just removing a lot of that top end weight, it's quite a heavy roof rack and stuff, and the body shell's quite heavy too. Yeah, whilst we're on the outside of the car, I'll just give it a spin around at the back. You can see the back lights and the tow hitches on there. And obviously it comes with a winch too, which will lead to my next sort of issue, if you like. So the biggest issue with this car, out of the box, obviously it comes with a winch. If you've done your research, you're going to know that the V2 has a winch and a 2-speed gearbox, which is fantastic. However, you're not going to want to winch this car straight out of the box, as these big bits of metal, and it's well documented all over YouTube, it's just a very weak point. So I, straight out of the box, before I even put a battery in it, did the alley upgrade. It cost me about £6 for the bits of metal. You know, just cut them down, use the existing screws. I've also got some bolts that I want to put through the end bit here just to give it a little bit more strength, but the ones I got were a little bit too big as I bought them before the car arrived. So yeah, I wouldn't winch the car. In fact, I wouldn't even drive the car without it. Yesterday, took it out, British weather, straight up a really steep hill, slipped on a tree root, car went sideways, span about 20 or 30 times down a hill, took it like a beast. Not a single bit of damage on the car. So that's the biggest issue. Next issue, again, I was driving it in the wet, but the tyres, I think the tyres could probably do with a bit of an upgrade. They are really soft and they are really good, but I mean, that's something that you can just upgrade in time. I know that the FTX Mauler tyres fit on this, and I know somebody who, or I follow somebody, sorry, who's cut every other tread out of the FTX Maulers, and apparently they're really good, and in his videos they look like they perform much better. Last and final issue really, I would say, is these wires. They're very messy, and they're just all over the place. I find that when I put the shell on, I tuck them over the back post, and then when I put the body on, they're not so slack and falling around all over the place. And the only other issue I've had is the plastic drive cup. It kind of expands, and then your drive shaft just pops off. Easy to get back in, but just a bit of a pain in the bum when the car's all covered in mud and you're in the woods, and you know, always take some tools with you anyway. The charger that come with the car, I mean, it's USB charger, you get what you pay for, it's a budget car. It wasn't amazing, so I did upgrade and I bought a separate charger. I'll do a separate video on that. And I also upgraded to some 3600 milliamp hour. I've stayed with the nickel metal hydride, and I've stayed with the Tamiya connection, just because I had batteries anyway. And to be honest with you, it performed so well on these batteries, or on the 1800 milliamp that came with it, that I just thought, you know what, it's performing well, I just want extra run time. So I bought double capacity batteries, got 2 of them, 30 quid off Amazon, and I can go out now with 2 of those and 2 of the 1800s, and I'm out for a good 3, nearly 4 hours. So I'm chuffed with that. I did have to glue the switch back on, but again, that's minuscule problems. It was just on a bit of double-sided tape, not a big issue at all. Other than that, the only other thing really to cover is this thing. Rebranded Dumbo RC, got a nice little thing to add your lanyard to. This thing's really handy. When you're walking up and down the steep hills in the woods and you're slipping, you don't have to worry about dropping your controller. You know, you can let go of it, grab hold of a tree and save yourself from dying. Yeah, it's really good. Rebranded Dumbo. It's got a fantastic range on it. You got your light controls, you got your on and off. I can reach it with my thumb, so I can steer with my thumb whilst I'm sort of filming. You've got your winch controls on the top, so light controls, and you've also got all your other settings in here. This is my third FTX car now. I've had the Vantage brushless, I've got the Zorro, and now I've got this. Gotta say, fantastic for your money, love it. I'm gonna upgrade it, many videos to come. Thank you.